What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Reality Kingdom, where we talk all things reality TV or whatever. Bitch, I am your host, Pharaoh. We are joined by our wonderful co-host, Lily. How you feeling?
I'm doing good, girl. We're covering another new show. You the one? Because I'm the one, bitch.
Period.
I'm not the two or the three.
Or the four or the
Believe
five.
that. Believe that.
But the number one?
Mm-hmm. So me and Pharaoh have been fans of Are You the One when it was on the MTV. Was huge fans. You know, some of the girls when they triggered over to the challenge, you know, like Devin, of course. You had Dario at one point.
Daddy.
That's a man. Tori is also from Are You the One?
Nelson is also from Are You the One.
Nelson is from Are You the One? So yeah, I love those seasons. It was real messy and trashy back then.
No. Amanda, I liked Amanda.
They've had some really, really, really good seasons. They've had some really good people who come out of the show. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Like watching the episode, I was like, oh my God, the Boom Boom Room. I know that phrase. The Truth Booth, the Magic Ceremony. I know this.
The Truth Booth when we was doing back at Origin when Davon was on that show.
X on the Beach. Yep. So the original, I can get into Are You the One? I'm excited to cover it. And she is a reasonable number of episodes, unlike a lot of other shows. They keep it real cute.
Not too long. 10
to 12 episodes. That's
not too lengthy either.
We got 2 today. Wow.
No commercials? I don't know. Bitch. But anyways, y'all, if you haven't seen Are You the One 8, go watch that. I've been trying to get Lee to watch it. Girl, it's with the gays. And that's what I am. I don't know what to tell you. But I was fucking with that season. But we fucking with this season because we finna record. I don't know. Body. So at the motherfucking beginning of the episode, we get introduced to the game.
All this cussing.
So so we get introduced to the game. So let me tell you how it goes. So for Are You the One, each week, what will happen is the 22 strangers are going to compete in a challenge first. After they compete in the challenge, the winners of those challenges are going to be able to go on a date. Either you can ask someone on the date or you play the challenge as a pair and that pair goes on the date. It's usually 2 pairs that go on the date. And then that's how you can get to know each other a little better outside of the villa. After that, then we can decide which of those people who went on the date are going to the truth booth. So the person who goes to the truth booth, which is decided by the house, is going to be, that's the only way they can determine whether they're a perfect match or not, period. So they get sent to the truth booth to determine are they a perfect match or are they not. After that, then you go to the matching ceremony at night where either all the men are going to pick the women they want to match with or all the women are going to pick the men they want to match with. And then you sit down and then you get the motherfucking match. Last season, it wasn't men and women because, baby, they was ambiguous.
Oh, how would they do the switch on and off? They would just have random people do it every time?
They would just have... No, we're still ladies and men.
Okay.
But the lady... Hold up. Girl, I don't remember.
Wow. And then, so at the matching ceremony, if they get... It depends on how many likes they get. So, you know, 1 like means that there may be 1 match in the room, but they don't know, obviously, because it's anonymous. You know, and then if you get no matches, you lose 250,000, which is what they did today, like flops. But I'm excited. And for the girls who don't know, this will be streaming on Paramount. I thought it was going to be streaming on MTV, the actual channel, but only the premiere is. Randomly. Everything else is going to be on Paramount. So go ahead and get Paramount, girlies. And if you don't want to get Paramount, that's fine. Just watch us.
Period. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these people up because it's 22 of them and y'all need to see how they look like, period.
Now, y'all, it's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. They from a lot of different countries. They got a lot of different names. So when you see this, just shut the fuck up. Thank you. And say thank you because we're telling you what their names are. You can see this. You can see that.
Now, this is supposed to be global edition. They really only went to 3 countries, but it's okay. You know, we're here.
Yeah.
That's
global.
But I'm just saying, when I heard global, I just thought a little bit more broad, not 20 motherfuckers from the UK and the US.
You get a Canadian. It wasn't that global at all.
And like that's the thing. It's like that's the thing. The most they have is people from the UK and the US, and then you branch out. Okay, you have a few people from the Australian, New Zealand area, which I don't want to place them in the same category, but it's like and it's like, but other than that, you reach out. Okay, you have 1 girl from Spain, you have 1 girl from the Netherlands, you have 1 girl from the Ireland, like,
and that was all. That's all.
I just like it could have been a little bit more, I don't know, globally. Canadian, they had no Mexicans, no Brazilians. No Japanese, no Koreans.
Nothing, girl.
I mean, I thought it was giving global. I thought it was giving, but hey,
because they promoted, girl. But hey,
they promoted like it wouldn't seem to be no Americans in this house. I swear to God, we about to be watching motherfucking. I don't know, but hey, we here.
Yeah. Girl, so we start off the motherfucking episode and we get a series of diary rooms kind of introducing some of the people. I wrote down the like more important ones, the ones that kind of talked about actually how they're going to be. The first one I got is by Julia Mother Ruth. Y'all, I stand already. I'm sorry. So
Queen from New Zealand.
From New Zealand. She describes herself as a hungry tiger. And she thinks that she's too flirty and she's going to cause a lot of problems being very, very flirty. And we kind of see throughout the episode that the girl is flirty.
Mm-hmm.
She is very flirty. You love that. Ollie has a diary room. That's a young gentleman with a black shirt on in the pictures.
Mm-hmm. He's from the UK.
Pure. He says he's not going to consider himself a player. He doesn't consider himself a fuckboy. He's more of a gentleman type of nigga. He's just a nerd in a jock's body. And that's cute or whatever, I guess. I think nerd in jock's body could describe my type. Like, if I was in the house, maybe Ali's the one for me. Like, I don't know. After this, we get Will. Will has a diary room. He says he knows he's an alpha.
And red flags.
It's red.
Oh, and I'm gonna just say a few of these men scream red flag behavior, but Will, you get it a lot. You get it a lot. Any man that is describing themselves as alpha male just screams, "I listen to Andrew Tate and I hate women."
Yep.
And I'm not here for that. No. And he doesn't do anything in these first 2 episodes to prove that that's not the case. But with most,
he also doesn't do anything in the visual category to be. I mean, it didn't give alpha.
I'm not moving at all.
Like, an alpha is somebody who can tell me to sit down and shut the fuck up. It didn't give that.
Mm-hmm. He gets a little bit on the shorter side, But most people who have those type of insecurities, they like to overcompensate.
Brendan has a DR, and Brendan is like, girls fall for him very quickly, and he's a heartbreaker. And honestly, at first it was giving cocky, but considering the events,
girl, I saw it immediately. I ain't gonna lie, I would be on my knees for Brendan.
You be on your knees?
I would be on my knees swiftly. Actually,
is he an alpha? Can he tell you to sit down and shut the fuck up?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is there an alpha in this cast?
Arkell.
Okay, tell me.
Moody.
Could spit
a lot of things actually.
Nathan.
Wow.
Do a lot of things.
Eduardo. Nathan.
Eduardo.
Honestly, I'm he an asshole.
Samuel.
I
like it. I don't know.
We're gonna get into it.
After this, Daddy Eduardo has just some beautiful eyes. Not because they're
gorgeous.
Blue. They're hazel, ain't they?
They're hazel.
I hate a blue-eyed ass bitch. No, but his eyes are beautiful. I don't know what to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
He says his perfect woman is confident and communication is more important to him than looks. But above all, she gotta have a big fat ass.
And it's like, why was he describing me?
That's what I have. Like he just said, Pharaoh.
Wow. Now he did say perfect woman, but we'll overlook that.
Girl, I mean. Hey. So after this, Roz has a diary room, and Roz says she needs to go and grab what the fuck she wants.
That's the Irish girl.
Roz is Irish, but she's also Nigerian.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Which she mentions later, which is like so crazy because not crazy, but it's like love that because there's people of different cultures, but of different cultures, bitch.
Yeah,
you get it. So back at the villa,
like she's Irish, but they could either got like a white girl from Ireland, but it's like they got a Nigerian from Ireland, which is I think is really interesting.
Which is iconic a little bit. I don't know. Maybe they could have got more people from more countries, but
maybe actual Nigerian.
Maybe that. So back at the villa, the host Cammy walks in. Apparently, Cammy also hosts. Is it Cammy? Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently,
she does Catfish with Neve. Because Max been left. It's been Cammy and Neve for a minute. No, I think he just went to go. I think he went to go be a director or something. Like he went to go bigger and better things.
Okay.
I think they still hosting it together. I don't know why Catfish still is going.
It's on still?
Like if you still getting Catfish in 2023.
Actually,
No, unless it's like an older situation. If you're a younger adult being catfished, maybe it's time to hang it up.
I feel like somebody could get me. I'm not gonna lie.
You're dumb. And that's okay.
And that's why it's still happening. People are still dumb.
People are still dumb. A lot of people are dumb. And that's one thing I realize consistently. A lot of people are dumb.
After the little host Cammy comes in, and she basically like, y'all, this is Are You the One? Get with it. She kind of re-explains the fucking rules or whatever. And she says, all of you bitches, you suck.
Mind you, hold on. Are You the One host is so ran through, ain't they?
Girl.
Because remember on MTV, it was that white dude. I like the little white dude on MTV. I hate that they moved him. So it went from him to, what's his name? It wasn't Ray J. It's Terrence J. Yeah,
Terrence.
I think it's Terrence J.
Yeah, and then when they got to Paramount,
and now it's Cammy.
They hired Cammy, and she's hosting another show.
Right, booked and busy.
Maybe it's the horse short.
That's about the white dude back. What was his name? I miss him.
I don't remember, but maybe he quit. I like him too. He was there from seasons 1 to 7, 6.
I doubt it. What else did he have going on? No shame.
Yeah, I didn't know. So she's all, y'all all flop at love, and that's why y'all are here. Good luck.
I forgot that is the thing. Like, oh, you all suck at finding love.
That's like the tagline. Cammy asks specifically Brooke. She says, Brooke, is there any attraction that you have right now? And she, points to all the white men standing there.
Because why was I just about to say that?
I wrote down the lineup of white men
conveniently standing behind her.
There's a white man lineup, and she chooses him. And Cammy's like,
wait. I literally said she lists the lineup of white men.
So Brooke has a type, and that is, fair-skinned. And Cammy was like, is there anybody in particular? And she looks behind her, and there's a taller man with a lot of tattoos. His name is Leo. And she's like, Kim. And we have a diary room, and it's a diary room of Leo first. And Leo was like, that's my type, nigga. Well, he did not say that. But he said, Brooke is his type. Then we see Will, who all we know is he's an alpha male. But my thing is, if you were an alpha male, wouldn't Brooke have said your name?
I mean, I don't know. An alpha takes what he wants.
That's what I'm saying, which is problematic. And why Andrew Tate is in jail.
Exactly, period.
So Will says the diary room, and he says, Brooke is my usual type also. Like, and it's like, okay, King. After this, Cammy, this is what I wrote down. I said, Cammy saw that Akel was fine and wanted to speak with him. So,
Akel, that's a man.
He was just looking so good.
That is a lot of body. Wow.
It's a big man. It's what it is. Like them titties, I can suck on them all night.
I need a big boy. Big boy.
Oh, it's got Yes, Akel is a big boy. And I need him. So, Cammy wanted to speak with him, as she should. And she asked, this is what I got right now. She asked him if he's seeing anyone. So Cammy asked Akel if he sees anyone that he likes, hoping that he notices her. I don't know why I put that. But anyway, she's like, do you like what you see? Nah, but she's like, do you see anybody that you're into? And da-da-da-da. And Akel basically looks at everybody, and Cammy starts flirting. And she's like, oh, you're just looking at everyone now. Like, girl, your pussy is wet, just like mine. And then Akel has a diary room. And y'all, this is how you know he knows what he's doing community-wise, as in what the viewers want to hear. Because what he said here was, I see a lot of black, beautiful women. But if you are looking at the screen,
who the fuck is he paired up with?
Because this on the screen is who they ended up pairing up with. Spoiler alert. Sorry. That doesn't look black and beautiful to me.
I didn't know Courtney was a Nubian queen. It
didn't look Nigerian.
Maybe she posted the black square during Black Lives Matter.
Maybe Akel lied. That's the issue. Cammy is like, is there anything else anybody else wants to say? And this is what I knew I stand Julia Ruth. because Julia Ruth extra ass is like, I mean, we already started talking about some sex toys, Cammy. And they're like, who brought some sex toys? And Nathan brought some sex toys. And this is my thing, Nathan. Use them on me.
He said he brought them everywhere he goes.
Bring them to my house.
What kind of sex toy do you think he got?
Hopefully a dildo.
Why we?
For me.
Just laughing.
No, I'm assuming it's for women.
Mm-hmm.
That's hot though. Like if it's for women,
he comes prepared.
If he brought women,
I love a prepared man.
I want to know what kind of.
He got a few roses in his suitcase.
Somebody comment like they know. Anyways, Cammy says, "Oh, she tells them the rules. She's like, if all you bitches find y'all couple, y'all get $1 million at the end." I'm not sure if she said it here. However, I'm gonna tell y'all they get $1 million unless they get a blackout. And if they get a blackout, then they won't be allowed $1 million because they lose $250,000 every time they black out. So she tells them, we finna get to the first motherfucker challenge. So essentially the first challenge is that each individual person is gonna go up to a board and separate.
It's a Venn diagram.
It's a Venn diagram.
Kamala Harris's favorites.
On one side, is you broke up because of your career. On the other side is your last relationship broke up because of infidelity, and then the Venn diagram is both, of course. The middle is both. So each person has to basically put everybody in what they think they are.
Mind you, they just met them like 2 seconds ago.
Girl, an hour ago, maybe 30 minutes, 5 seconds. So the the 2 top performers are going to be able to take someone on
the date. Ooh.
So Jordan is first, and y'all, Jordan is fine.
Jordan is fine.
Jordan has
Jordan. More like Jordan, bitch.
More like Jordan, bitch. That's what she says. She says, "I'm a CEO, bitch."
And businesswoman and CEO.
Not only fine, not only beautiful, but a CEO and a businesswoman and black. Okay. Okay.
Mickey Nathan.
Somebody. Me? So, she says usually in a man, she goes for the beauties over the brains, and that's probably why she's single. And it's like, look, girl,
because when you a boss, if you a boss CEO, bad bitch, illegal, you don't need a dumbass nigga. You need a nigga that knows about his money, about his business, gonna match you.
And I said the opposite. You need a dumbass nigga because let me tell you why. All she needs is a little puppy.
No,
you don't
need. No, that's not a relationship.
Well, that's her issue. That's what she was saying.
Exactly. And now you need to learn this lesson, Pharaoh. Is that what you've been doing? Now, this needs to be a therapy session.
I just feel like next, Ollie goes second. Ollie is the Austria. No, what is he?
He's from the UK.
He has an accent. I can't.
He's from the UK.
UK.
Okay, I hear it a little bit.
Okay.
London.
London. London. Bruv, I can't do it, bruv. He has a hello. I can't hear you. Oh, okay.
I left on purpose.
Oh, I got scared. He has a diary room. Ali has a diary room as he's doing his little Venn diagram, and he's like, "Damn, we just met these niggas, and we gotta judge the fuck out of them. Like that's crazy." And he literally said, "Judge the fuck out of them," and that's why I wrote it down because it's like, "Come on, King, you cuss." Samuel goes, and at first his name is Samuel, but then I realized his name is Sam, but really his name is Samuel. But I didn't know whether to call him Samuel or Sam, but they call him Sam.
Really, he fine as hell. No shit.
Oh my God. Sam goes, he says, Taylor and Courtney relationships ended because of infidelity. And I know that because I've talked to both of them. So quickly, what I thought was he likes white women.
Of course.
I should have guessed it, but I was just, hoping for the better. Samuel has a diary room that his eyes are on Courtney, and he knows she's priority number 1 already because she's ticking every box. My thing is, how a bitch tick every box and you just met her?
The blonde hair, blue eyes, white skin.
Those boxes.
And that thing, this is not what's coming out of our mouths for real.
He said this.
We're gonna get into it. But he also brings up here.
Go.
And this is when I first was like,
This is the first red flag.
He low key an asshole. But I don't know. It's like, because he's been working on being a doctor since 12, and he hasn't met someone intellectually on his level.
Boom.
That's throw a flag on the play, bitch, because it just gives. You think you smarter than everybody around you. You give know it all. Think you know it all.
And no shade to him, but I just highly doubt that he's that smart. Like he's talking like this nigga is child prodigy Hannah Chada. Like, sir.
Also giving Andrew Tate fan. I don't tell y'all.
It just gives Andrew Tate fan. I want to go through these niggas' YouTube history.
So this giving, are you saying you never met a woman intellectually on your level? That's what you're saying.
Period. That's what the fuck he said.
It's doctors and scientists and CEOs in this house. No, and that's the thing. What makes you think court? And then we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it.
After that, Danielle, love Danielle. Danielle says, everybody, while she's doing her thing, she says, everybody with beautiful eyes are cheaters, period.
They're going to infidelity.
And she says that Eduardo's eyes are very, very beautiful. I wrote it down because I was like, maybe she's looking at Eduardo. I don't know. I would. I'm sorry. I would be.
She's from Spain.
Du is from Spain. She has an accent. Love it. And a body yaddy on her.
She really does. She really does.
On myself. She has a lot of body yaddy. She says all the guys look like fuckboys. I'm sorry. She definitely puts Akel and Leo on the infidelity side, and it's like, ooh, she was not fucking with it. And it didn't seem like a flirty infidelity. It seemed like I genuinely don't want to fuck with these niggas. They're infidelity. It's like, okay, purr. After this, Taylor goes. Who's Taylor? One of the blonde whites. Taylor goes.
The main attraction of the first two episodes.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing. They get so much love in the house. You know, they can take a little shade. No, it ain't nothing for real. She says she wants to settle down, and I actually like Taylor because
I do as well.
That's the thing. I genuinely like all of the white women who are being fawned over. I actually like the men less than the white women. Like the white women are chilling.
I mean, because the men are the problem.
The men are the problem. They're just being themselves, white and blonde. I don't know. So Taylor says she wants to settle down and she wants to actually find someone to be the one. And I like this. We got a lot of diaries from the women specifically. We got some for the men, but most of the women that I believed, I'm sorry, didn't believe the men. They were saying that they genuinely are here to genuinely.
Like we got some pretty real stories, especially from like Courtney's example later on. It's just like, oh, okay, these women is really out here looking for somebody, and the men, we don't hear shit, but. Oh, she has blue eyes. Oh, I love blondes.
I love long hair. Make sure it's fair. Okay,
just like the skin.
He says Anissa is so quiet, so she's infidelity. So he's basically equating quiet bitches to cheaters. I mean, hey, I guess to each their own. I don't know. Then he has a diary room looking fine as hell. Woo!
He is fun as hell.
He says, my dating struggle is that I know exactly what I want. And honestly, boom.
And I was like, that don't even make any damn sense. Like, what are you? I was kind of confused. And then he was like, you got to show that you're passionate about some things, goals, ambitions. And then he mentions relationship with your father. Now, that is a dog whistle for the girls who don't know, because there's a thing that basically dudes say, women who don't have good relationships with their dad are problematic, toxic, and they put it all on you.
Boom.
Red motherfucking flag, bitch. It was not, he was trying to pass it off like it was funny, bitch. It wasn't funny.
For a red flag count, Will has one, Samuel has two, and Akel just wrapped up two in a row. So, babe, the men are not menning.
The men are not menning
yet. I ain't gave one to a woman yet. I also haven't bucked up to a man yet. I don't know. We get to the results of the challenge, and what's her name? Cammy is being messy because Cammy said a lot of people thought Brendan's career caused him to cheat because he's a DJ.
Now, why did this have to come up?
And listen, Brendan didn't even want to talk about it. Like, she really was forcing this man to talk.
She's like, yeah, because you are a DJ.
Right.
And your relationship ended, yeah.
And Brendan was like, I mean, yeah, that might have led to this. She's like, did it lead to the end, though?
Did you give her any reasons to be insecure? Like, okay, Oprah. Were you silenced or were you silenced, bitch? And he said, and that was gagged by this. I said he said he never cheated, But, he's not perfect and things happen. He did give a reason to be insecure. And it's like, how you didn't cheat, but you gave a reason to be insecure? What was you doing?
What was you doing?
Because I think some people got different definitions of cheating. Was you talking and smiling and giggling and texting in other bitches' faces and one calling it wasn't cheating?
I want to know.
Was you signing bare titties and calling it not cheating?
I want to know.
Because that's cheating, babe.
As of now, I'll keep the red flag down.
No, Brenda definitely gets a red flag by the end of these 2 episodes.
As of now. He's okay though. So far. Cammy, that was all. After that, Cammy says that there was
nobody got the both category correct at all.
And there was only one person who was in it, and everybody got wrong. It was Danielle. So she asked Danielle, girl, what's tea? And Danielle was like, actually, I got cheated on twice by the same nigga. Now, Danielle, how? I want to know.
Some people, I feel like if I was in a relationship and I got cheated on once, I'd give it a chance, and then boom, you get cheated on twice. That's how. Really? She gave it a chance, and it happened again. She was like, well, damn.
She basically said the reason was because she was a dancer for the NBA, and the niggas didn't trust her. Niggas is insecure, especially alpha men. Will. But
it's like, that's so weird. You're insecure, so you go cheat. It's just like dumb.
Niggas, this is what I've learned. Men never want to be slighted in any way. They don't want to be the one who gets broken up with. They don't want to be the one who gets cheated on. So if they get any insecurities, they're going to break up first, or they're going to cheat first. So that's what niggas do. And I'm assuming that's what happened to Danielle. After this, Cammy was like, Roz, go ahead and open up the envelope and tell us the tea. And the tea is the highest scoring man and the highest scoring woman is going to be able to bring someone on a date this time. So she gets the results, and Taylor wins for the girls. And I love that they allowed a woman and a man to win, because it's like, yes, if they just did that, so I don't know. I like it. So Taylor won, and she gets to select someone, and Samuel won, and he gets to select someone. Taylor chooses Nathan to go on the date with. And Taylor has a diary room, and she's like, he's tall, dark, and handsome. And it's like,
I hate when people describe.
Me too.
White people. Not white people. People like that in general. Like, it's just like, that is a dumbass description. Because one, it's used mainly for white men. And it's like, that tall, dark, and handsome. So I guess she used it right this time. I still don't like it.
I don't like it. She also says that he has a lot of businesses. And I'm not saying she take your money
when I'm in need.
It did give a trifling girl indeed.
Yeah, she's like, oh, well, hey, she says she wants a family. She needs someone that's gonna take care of it. Okay, business,
honey. I'll give her that. Now,
here you go.
Nathan has a diary room. He says Taylor is in his top 3, so he's excited. Now, y'all, I'm sorry. I know I'm only giving them to the men, but only the men deserve them. Boom.
This is where he starts explaining his bias and low-key prejudice. No shade. Because he starts saying, well, the perfect woman for me would have long hair, blue eyes, Americana tattoos. So I know she could be my perfect match. Hey. Mind you, he's definitely a POC. So it gives very much outside of his race at all times. But we moved. Samuel
chooses Courtney. Samuel has a diary room. And him choosing Courtney alone, I'm sorry. Boom. Let me tell you why. He has a diary room, and he says, Samuel was the one who said Americana tattoos.
Yeah, I said about Samuel.
Oh, okay, boom. After that, Cammy asked Courtney, she's like, Courtney, are you happy to go on a date? I guess she got a feeling that she wasn't. And Courtney was like, yeah.
She's like, well, Samuel, like she really wasn't saying shit at all. Like, I would have been like, well, damn, man.
I would have clocked.
And then she says in the diary room, like, he's not really someone that she would date. And it's like, that's the crazy thing. Like, most of the men are obsessed with Taylor, Brooke, and Courtney, for obvious reasons. And it's crazy because he took that opportunity. This is a real opportunity for him to find someone that he actually could have bonded with. Instead, he just chose one of the 3 white women that he was probably going to try to fuck with regardless.
The one with tattoos. With the most tattoos.
But we moved.
Eduardo has a diary room, and Eduardo says, yeah, I don't think Sam can handle Courtney because, he's just more reserved, and, Courtney's more of a go-getter. And it's like, Eduardo, you don't know Courtney either. You just know that she has blue eyes and blonde hair. And
Americana tattoos. What the fuck does that even mean?
Girl, maybe it's a white term.
Stop!
Americana, it sounds like something Halsey said once.
Oh my god.
Halsey is mixed.
Americana tattoos. I guess it's like a concept.
A white concept.
Girl, I don't know.
After that, later on at the villa, we see a bunch of people just flirting. We have like random bits and pieces of flirting. They're all just getting to know each other, so none of this really means much at the moment. Mm-hmm. But we hop to Leo and Brooke really quick. It's a really quick scene of Leo and Brooke, and they're specifically flirting, and that becomes important because we'll see. Mm-hmm. After that, we see Anissa and Ollie have a cute little flirt.
Why you calling her Anissa? It's Anissa.
Girl, that girl. Ollie has that Anissa is so hot. He says, I fancy her. Okay.
I love the slang.
I love a good fancy.
The UK slang.
Mm-hmm. So that's cute. After that, Brendan asks, I have Courtney ? I don't know what girl that was.
It's Courtney
and Taylor.
It's Courtney and Taylor, yeah.
Okay, I thought so. They besties. He asked Courtney and Taylor, he's like, what's y'all type? That's my type. He said, what's y'all type? Then he has a diary room before they answer. And he says, girls don't usually like him because he's a DJ. Because he has the nightlife going on and they're not secure in the fact that he's flopping around. I think girls don't like him because he's a whore. And he uses DJ as a word for whore.
But this is where it gets interesting because, okay, I know at the beginning he said, I'm a heartbreaker. Girls basically fall in love with me and I break their hearts. But then he talks to them and he's like, basically he has a body count of 10. Yeah. Like, he's like, girls come home with me and they be shocked when I tell them I'm not going to fuck you. Like, they be confused. Like, and I'm just like.
Did you believe it?
I didn't believe it.
Neither did Taylor.
Taylor said, I don't believe it. It didn't come out of this thing about.
I just don't believe it.
It doesn't give realistic.
Based on the actions later this night, that was just simply a lie.
Very much so, yeah. I feel.
Test determines.
Well, to be fair, he was not with the first person when he did with the second person, so I can't.
But he said he just doesn't have sex. Oh, I don't have sex on the first.
That's true. He said, yeah. Because he makes the comment that he doesn't like hooking up with random girls. He likes to make love with someone he has a connection with. Yeah. So I guess, well, maybe he could just form a connection within a couple hours.
That's all. So after this, Eduardo and Ross talks. And he was like, "Oh, okay, so you're from Ireland, and what else do you do?" And Roz is like, girl, I'm a scientist.
A scientist, bitch. That guy boss giving in this motherfucking house.
Gordon is a CEO.
A businesswoman is a CEO. Roz is a scientist.
We need to learn everybody else's.
Period. Danielle's mother. And Julia Ruth is an icon.
Period. Eduardo has a response, and he's like, ooh, that's a power sentence right there. And it's like, it sure is, sir.
And then he tells her, it's funny. Because he says he's in real estate and hospitality, and then he says he's in the club business. So what does this mean? I was like, is that like
hospitality and in the club business? This is what, in my mind, this is what I'm thinking. He sells clubs to hospitable people.
Okay. I guess I was like, maybe I guess he owns clubs too. Maybe.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. He would need to explain more if it was. I would have follow-up questions. Like, that's the thing. Roz heard that and was good. I would have to ask more questions.
What kind of clubs?
She was like, "Oh, so you party?" That was her first instinct.
Yeah.
She clearly.
And like, well, we all party.
We all party.
Like, well, that wasn't question.
That wasn't question. And he has a diary room. He says, I haven't met the mother of my children yet. And I know he better not have ever said that to me if I was a woman, because I would have gave him his children.
Shut up.
I'm sorry. He says, I haven't met the mother of my children yet. I'm thinking about a family. I'm thinking about more than just tonight. I'm ready for the long term, the long haul. And I'm looking for my perfect match. And so far, Eduardo hasn't given me a reason to not believe this.
Yeah.
But every man.
But the thing is, he was honest. No, he said, like, I just be fucking and ducking. Like,
yeah, he did say that.
At least he started off honest.
He did say that. After that, we get a conversation from Leo and Brooke. who? Leo and Brooke.
They're
And Brooke is like,
flirting. They're
they
getting
are
flirting and
flirting.
and
They
thriving.
do a lot of flirting in between.
Mm-hmm.
When the conversation gets to the nitty gritty, Brooke is like, I didn't think I would vibe with somebody so quick. You're really, really attractive, and this was really, really fast, and I was feeling you off the rip. Leo was like, you just my type, and
You're blonde.
I only date blondes.
You see the contrast,
Boom.
and you're really my type.
Boom.
I think I would vibe with them so quickly. I just love this about you. I like this about you. You're blonde.
Boom.
So my ex was blonde. All of my exes have been blonde. You're blonde. You're my type. You're blonde.
Will, Akel, Samuel. Boom. Who was this? Who just got this? Leo. Boom. Like, damn. Did we not give one to Brendan just yet? Not just yet. Not yet. After this, Leo has
we really need a red flag counter next time.
We do. Leo has a diary room, and he says, oh my gosh, she's exactly what I want. Her favorite color is pink. She wants to be with a family. She's blonde. She works with special needs kids, and so do I. Mm-hmm. And it's like,
okay, maybe.
That last one, I like that last one.
It's like some depth there, but it's like the fact that he keeps mentioning
it looks like
blonde,
he's searching for depth, though.
Because it's like this isn't the first time he mentions the fact that she's just blonde, and that makes me uncomfortable.
It does. After this, Danielle, Ollie, and Jordan, they go to look for the boom boom room. So they pull up to the boom boom room, and Danielle has a diary room, and she's like, Ollie, he's just too damn hot for his own good. Like, that's a Ken Barbie.
And I was like, Danielle, not Ollie.
I was thinking the same thing. But honestly, Ollie is giving the least blue eye, blonde hair of a lot of these men.
I will say.
So far. Because give it an episode. That thing, don't take nothing we say on this. I don't touch this show.
Because
men doesn't do anything.
But that's the thing. I mean, we could discuss that a little bit. Like, in general, all media of reality TV is becoming more diverse. I mean, this is one of the most diverse seasons they ever had. Yeah. Usually, this would be 6 white women and like 3 POV type shit. So the fact that there's only 3, I think that's the big reason too. It's like, well, they're kind of taken. So what else are you gonna do?
I'm taking it back. Period. Boom. Jordan has a diary room. She says her and Danielle are besties. Not besties, but that she vibing with her. That's her friend or whatever. So, we see here the girls' relationships with each other. After this, Will and Brooke have a discussion. Brooke is baby popping around. I'll tell you that. Mm-hmm. So Brooke has a diary room, and she says, I got my eyes on Will and Leo. Then Brooke, she asks Will, she's like, so what do you really, really want here? And he's like, I want somebody I can trust, somebody who can support me, shit like that. And honestly, I like Will's answers to the question. I'll give him that. Mm-hmm. Brooke is like, I haven't been dating the right people. I'm tired of wasting my time with these niggas. And it's like, purr, Brooke. And then she has a diary room. And she's like, she's ready to invest her love into one person, but she's scared of failure. And I really like Brooke's diary rooms consistently, honestly, because even though she's fucking around, when she's speaking about what she really wants, you can tell that she's looking for depth. She's looking for the trust of it all. Love that. Couldn't be me. I would have been looking for depth. So Will asked her, Will's like, do you feel like you really, really love yourself right now? And she's like, yes, I do. And then she has a diary room. She's like, it's going to get interesting because I got 2 crushes. I got a crush on Leo. I got a crush on Will. She asked him, what does he want to change about dating people? Like, what mistakes have he made? And he says that he has a huge heart. Boom. Because when I asked you, what mistakes have you made? This is what Akel did. They gave compliments to themselves.
That's weird. What did you do in your relationship as a mistake, as a negative thing? Because they don't make... But that's the thing. But that's the thing. The way he kind of gave... Because basically he's jealous. Very, very jealous of Leo's and Brooke's attachment. Mm-hmm. So does big heart mean, I need to know where you at 24/7? Yeah. When you leave the house, I need to make sure, because he's giving possessive. I that's the thing. Like when he's talking about how she's with Leo and things like that, it's like there's a rage in there.
He's also an alpha.
And he's also an alpha, which he admitted. And it's just like some of the comments, I'm just like, something is off. But like that's definitely what it gives. Big heart in what way? Yeah.
Brooke was like, I need somebody who's obsessed with who I am. And Will has a very good answer to this. Will is
because
like,
he's obsessed with his problems.
He was like, no, you need someone who's gonna care about you. And when I'm about a girl, I'm all about my girl. And you know what, Lee, you clock the fuck out of him. Because that's basically what he said. Yep. He says, I'm all about my girl. No, you want your girl to be all about you.
She can't have no friends. She can't go to her mama house. She can't go to her sister house. She can't have definitely can't have a male friend. Baby. He want the food cooked on the table when he get home from work.
As an alpha
kids.
As an alpha should.
Brooke, baby, watch out.
And maybe Brooke like that. Some girls want to do that.
Brooke don't give that.
She don't. Will has my room. He says, I really like Brooke because she's a nurturer.
He wants someone to take care of him.
He uses the perfect word to disguise
how toxic he is.
This nigga is toxic. I didn't even notice. This nigga say she's a nurturer, and I've never had that. I would love that. We could be a perfect match. But she's all up on Lee. And
this is the thing that really upsets me is because I get it. They have some connection for him to feel some connection towards her. It's not like it would be different if this was their only conversation and he's just obsessed. It's very clear that she has shown him that she has interest. You know what I mean? She even said it in the diary room. However, if she is all up on Leo's ass, then why don't you go talk to someone else? Yeah. Like, she could be a perfect match, but so could 10 other girls.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of Leo and Brooke? What do you think of Brooke? You think Brooke doing it right? Like, she kind of got Will on the side, but she's still talking to Leo mainly.
Yes, I think she's doing it right. Because that way, boom. She, spoiler alert, things happen to where they figure out that they're not matches. Mm-hmm. And she now has a backup that she can go to. Leo has been obsessed with Brooke and has no one else. Will has been obsessed with Brooke. So it's like, where else are they going to go outside of that? You need to have options.
But it's a middle ground because we'll get to it later when Leo gets called out because I have thoughts on the other party for that too. Okay. So they play Never Have I Ever real quick. If you've done it, put your finger down. If you get out, you got to kiss somebody. So they say never have I ever. Girl, never have I ever had sex on a plane. Lee?
I think I had sex on a plane. I ain't never been on a plane like that. I've been on a plane like once in my whole entire life, which was like last year.
Okay, yeah, I ain't never had sex on a plane. Sex on a public toilet. That's nasty to me.
I've definitely been exposed about
Julie Ruth.
Wait, there's definitely been exposed about something like this.
You like Julie Ruth? It ain't nothing big. Ain't nothing crazy.
Just you know.
Have you ever done some swinger shit?
No, I don't share.
All right. Julia Ruth is out, so she loses. If she goes,
girl, she did all that shit.
Mikey, I believe she kisses Mikey here. I don't know, but she goes kiss somebody. And then after that, it don't even matter because they all start kissing everybody.
I'm like, where I write it down? I'm like, I didn't write it down. They all basically start kissing each other. After that, I'm waiting for a man to kiss a man. Like, come on, let's. I
was thinking the same thing. A man love a man. Julia Ruth talks to Brendan.
Mm-hmm. Because Brendan is her type.
Yes, she has diary that he's her type. He has the tattoos. He has the beard. He's pretty. Brendan has diary. He said Julia Ruth is definitely his type. There's a cheekiness about her that he really enjoys, and it's like,
because Julia Ruth, she definitely gives very much. If I want it, I'm gonna take it.
Want it? Take it. You should have said it before. After that, they asked, "Never have I ever ate booty?" I would have lost. I would have had to put so many fingers down just from that one. Nathan loses at this. Ooh, what's that about that? Nathan loses right here. And he goes and he kisses Taylor because,
of course,
yeah. Taylor has diary room. He was like, he could be a perfect match, and a lot of girls are really into Nathan. And if I was a girl, I would.
But they're also going on a date together too, so it's like, hey,
yeah, they're good. So it's time for bed. Everybody started laying down. We see Leo and Brooke already sleeping together. Well, not sleeping together, but sleeping in the same bed. Brendan and Julia Ruth start flirting as they're winding down.
This one gets real cheeky.
It gets cheeky, babe. So Julia Ruth comes in my room, and she says that, me and Brendan we're clicking. I'm just having fun with it. If it works out, I don't need to be nothing serious like that. If it works out, it works out. If it don't, it don't. And then we see that they start kissing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, ooh. And then
for a while.
The kissing starts lasting. People are like, damn, y'all are still kissing. Might as well go to the boom boom room.
And they're like, oh, the key is open? Just early? Because mind you, it's night one.
So on night one, they head to the motherfucking boom boom room. And it doesn't seem like they boom boomed. But
I'm sorry if I'm not going to the room. Well, the thing is, what she said, and I feel like if they boom boom, Julia would have said it. Julia don't give no fucks. Julia don't give no motherfucking fucks. But in a confessional with Cece and Anissa, she tells them that she did not have any sex, and then they basically asked her, "What did you do? Was it good?" She was like, "It was good." So I'm assuming, probably a little that nigga on munch. He gives munch. He definitely gives munch, and I would have been munching on that. I would definitely be sucking dick in the boom boom room. I don't tell you. I don't know. Oh, you know my match? Well, no, it's the next one.
We're on TV. You're a lady. You can't be doing that.
I would be a lady in this situation.
On the gay season.
Every night. No, not every night. That's embarrassing. I can't do that to my mama.
She'll be all right. The next day, Julia, Ruth, and Cece are talking. They just chilling. Julia's like, who your type? Who your type here? Who your type here? And Cece says Eduardo and Brendan. She has good taste. I'll give her that. Mm-hmm. And mind you, Brendan is the one that Julia Ruth. And so Cece has a diary. She says, me and Brendan, we've had an attraction off rip, and I just don't really feel that attraction with other people.
And that annoys me because she's basically saying she's only physically attracted to Brendan. And it's like, you're so dumb if you think the person that you're most physically attracted to is your perfect match.
Also, look at the screen. And we know what happened. And I'm just leave it there.
Well.
Boom. After this, and you know what? First woman. I'm sorry. Julia. No, Cece's like, damn, he slept somewhere where he sleep. And Julia was like, he slept in the boomer room. And Julia has diary. She's like, I'm feeling a little heavy this morning. And it's like, people from other countries just talk so differently.
Like, I love the slang, the way they structure their sentences. Feel
heavy, but I would have never expected an American woman to say, I'm feeling a little heavy this morning. Like, it's just that never gave that. But she was feeling heavy this morning because last night she basically went to the boomer room. She's like, I don't want to present myself in that way, considering I'm gonna have to fuck with a bunch of niggas here. That's not me. But we got a diary room of people kind of commenting on the fact that they went to the boomer room, and none of the niggas seem like they give a fuck. Niggas never really care. You could have boom boom.
The thing is, a dude that's gonna act like they care is just like, please stop, because most dudes would do it too. Like, let's just be honest. Like, and you want to act like, oh, the girl is just so bad because she did it. Like, no, she had an itch. She had it scratched.
I feel like I would have so much fun on Are You the One? Like on the gay season, I would love that. I would have loved that. There was a fivesome on that season. In the boom boom room.
Oh my god, that's so many fluids.
Mm-hmm. And then the next day, there was a fivesome. It was a fivesome. It was a fivesome. Girl, it was a fivesome. So after this, Samuel has a diary room, and Samuel was like, this date is really, really important for me. I want to bring Courtney out of her shell. My thing is, I think like Courtney was just in her shell with him because she wasn't into him. I'm sorry.
Literally.
After this, like, I'm sorry. Taylor has a diary room that she's decided for her one-on-one time because, it's important for her to dig somebody's brain. Like, she got to get deep into what he's like really about. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I fuck with that. After that, we get to the date. So they pull up to some Corvettes, hop in the motherfucking jet like that. I don't know.
Okay.
What happened?
The whole Brendan and JR talk and then the diary room.
Go, because I don't even know.
It's basically what I already explained earlier.
Oh, that's why I skipped it, because you already explained it.
Mm-hmm. But you didn't delete it. Like, they talk. Whatever, that's fine.
Oh, Brendan and Julia had a conversation. Okay. It wasn't nothing, for real. That's why I didn't write it down. Anyways, because I think they just talked about the fact that they did it, but they was like, it was just cute. It was. But
the CC thing, when CC said,
"Okay, go."
Okay. So basically, in the dining room, it was Cece, Anissa, and Julia, and they were basically talking about the situation in the boom room. And she asked, like, "Have y'all did anything?" She was like, "No, but it was good what we did do." And Cece was like, "It's crazy." It's crazy because, Brendan was trying to talk to me all last night. He was just like, "Oh, hey. And I was in the bed. So that's when he went upstairs.
You know what's crazy?
That's when he went downstairs.
Did that. I seen that bit. I forgot she did that. I was like, he already talked about this diary room. Not all of it. I don't know why Cece lied. Let's talk about that. Because Cece basically, I'm not sure that she lied, but Cece was like giving just jealous ass bitch. And it's like, boom. I'm sorry. It was just weird because she was kind of trying to make
it didn't even sound real. Like
she was trying to make Julia feel bad a little bit. Like let's put it on the plate.
She was trying to make Julia feel bad. She was. Like,
oh, he was right with me right before that. That's when y'all went to the booming room because he was just talking to me, and then he went out. It's like, girl, move. And Julia didn't bat an eye. That's why I didn't care like Julia. Sorry about that. Fast forward. Boom. At the date, they pull up to somebody's Corvettes. Hop in the motherfucker jet like that. Sam and Courtney, they are in the car and they're driving towards their destination, I guess. And Sam starts talking to Courtney, and he's like, when you're watching
she got blue eyes. That's all he says to this girl.
That's literally what it was.
And I wish she would pick up on that too. But it's like, I mean, it's her life. I mean, she probably gets that all the time. You know what I mean? But like, it's like, if someone is telling you all they like about you, like he basically said, "I saw you had blue eyes, and I was instantly in love." Like what?
So Courtney has a diary room, and she was like, "Oh, she does say it." No, she doesn't. Sam has a diary room, and Sam says looks is number one for him. That's embarrassing. I literally thought Courtney was the one who said it, but Sam was the one who said it.
And then he's like, I'm gonna try to think differently about that here. And it's like you still went with your very first instinct.
You want to try to think different about it. If you're gonna try to think differently about it, you would have chose someone the opposite of your type to go on this date. You did not. Not even the opposite, just not your exact type. If you were gonna try to think differently about looks, you wouldn't have picked a blonde hair, blue eyed girl with Americana tattoos. You just fucking lied.
Literally.
Anyways, he fucking lied to us. Stop doing that. No, he lied to himself. That's his issue.
And that's the problem.
Back at the villa, Brooke and Leo is flirting again. And Brooke asked Leo, does he want kids? And he was like, yes, I want a family. Lying.
You think he lying?
I just think men just
I think Leo would say anything. Like Leo, anytime he's talked to her, he seemed gobsmacked, if you will. Like he's just like, I honestly, now that you said that, this conversation made me feel like that. Because it just seems like every time she says something, it's just like, yeah, me too.
Me too. I'm like,
yeah, me too. Oh, like she says in this conversation about her dad being in the ICU and things like that, and how that's, she is the youngest of the family and she's the first one there, and that has put a strain on her relationships and things like that. And then I know he randomly mentioned, oh, my dad almost died. And it's like, when? Because her story was 2 weeks ago. Like, wasn't even in the ICU.
He was alive when his dad was
he said that earlier. He was like, everything she's into, I'm into. Or it's just, you into anything when your girl into. I don't know.
Because I don't know.
It just gets forced a little bit.
Because he was saying it was giving perfect match energy, and the lights never lie.
Men lie, women lie, but the lights don't lie.
Don't lie. They don't. Boom. Leo has a diary room, and he's like, if we got a perfect match and we could go to the honeymoon suite right now, I go with Brooke right now. Like, that's all. That's all it's given. And it's like, okay. Like, I don't know.
And is this also when he mentions the blonde thing again? Like,
it does.
All of my exes have been blonde. Like,
and Brooke mentions, she says one of the flaws with her past relationship is she felt like there was guidelines she had to follow. She felt like I had to follow these guidelines, and I was so insecure about that. And he was so insecure, and that rubbed off on me because he needed to make sure he knew where she was and da 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 da. And it's like that's what Will gives. You don't need Will. You do not need Will for sure. We don't know nothing about Leo because everything about Leo is what Brooke says.
Basically. And it's like, it's so crazy. You got one nigga saying, oh, I only care about blue eyes. I don't want to talk about some blonde hair. Like, where are we? What year is this?
Girl,
I'm scared.
Girl.
Mix it together. We got a problem. Like,
I'm sorry. We are 3 words away from Holocaust. Like, I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. That's crazy. But blue eyes and blonde hair. Like, I don't know. Like, are we here? I don't know. Back on the date. Like, I don't know. And then it's 2022.
And this thing. Back on the date, we have Sam and Courtney. And we go right back to it. We went from Sam talking about blonde eyes to Leo talking about blonde hair to back to Sam talking about blonde eyes and the better education. So this is what I find really hilarious because they basically he takes her for a one-on-one. They got the little blanket. They in the woods. I really don't know what the fuck they at, but they're in the little date or whatever. And he asked her, "Why were you so surprised by the first choice?" Because she was gobsmacked when he picked her. I didn't stop using that phrase.
Where you get that word from?
on the traitors. But she also mentions like she's been felt overwhelmed before and things like that, and it was just a shock to her that he picked her or whatever. But in general, like he mentions like when first seeing you, I saw the blue eyes. Of course, we keep mentioning things like that. But then also like she must come from a good education and all this stuff. And it's like, what is making you equate those things? She could have flopped out of high school. How would you know?
That was crazy. And that thing, what if right there she was like, "Oh, actually, I didn't finish any of my school at all." Like you sound stupid as fuck.
Weird
as hell. Courtney also speaks about how she has a condition. It's called
endometriosis.
I couldn't read that. That's what it's called. And basically she needs to have kids ASAP. So she wants to start a family as soon as possible. And this is how you know that everything Samuel says is based on the fact that she has blue eyes and blonde hair. Because he mentioned being in school and that he's going to be in school for a very long time. She says, "Oh, well then you wouldn't want to have kids as soon." He said, "Oh, I didn't say that." Mm-hmm. And it's like, boom. Because be realistic. Do you want kids?
You can't have kids if you're trying to be a general surgeon within the next 5 years.
I don't think
it's not realistic.
I think he heard she wanted kids, knew that was a need that she wanted, and he rearranged his entire mindset to believe that he also wanted kids. Nigga, pick a side.
Mm-hmm. And then he brought these flowers thinking it was just the most cutest thing. And he thought he gagged her up with these flowers that he didn't pick from some local garden, bitch. We do not care. We do not care. I mean, like, it's crazy. I'm glad he got humbled real quick like this because he gave very much cocky, very much weird with some of the comments, and she is not gagged at anything that he's doing or saying.
She didn't once get gagged, y'all.
And then he tries to compliment her by basically saying,
weird.
I saw you. I saw the blue eyes. I saw that you could have had a good education, and I look at everyone else, and I'm just thinking like, did you even pass college? And it's like, I'm supposed to be complimented. The only person who would take that compliment is a pick-me ass bitch. You don't just like that. That's who would take that compliment. Like, oh yes, oh thank you. Like, no, like that's not. And that's what some people think. Like, let me degrade these other people to uplift you. Like, that's weird.
And she was like, "Oh, so you're judgmental? Like, is that what that was supposed to tell?" Basically, what she got from that sentence was that he was judgmental.
Literally, weird and judgmental.
Like, what the fuck? And then she had a diary room. And she was like, "Sam definitely seems immature sometimes. If I gotta put him on the bench, I'll put him on the bench." Mm-hmm. And she did so. He actually never came to the game in her mind. At all. She got forced to come to this game.
And then I was actually kind of shocked because I thought because I feel like even though even though Taylor chose Nathan to go on a date with, I didn't think that anyone would see them as like a real thing. It didn't seem like it was. Most of the content we've gotten in the confessionals have been about Sam and Courtney. So I would think, majority of the house would think they'd be the perfect match too. That's that case.
It was all delusion. It was all a lie. So back at the villa, we start seeing people, like you said, voting for who they want to send into the truth booth. And clearly, they just have way more faith.
It's a consensus that
in Nathan and
Sam and Courtney is not working out. Mind you, so that means Sam was the only one thinking that he could get Courtney. That's probably what it was, though. It was probably like Sam, Ollie, Clay, Will, Leo, all sitting in a circle talking about some, ooh, that Courtney, ooh, yeah, she's the blue eyes, yeah, ooh, those blue eyes, and then he won the competition. He was like, well, I'm picking Courtney, because remember he had a confessional, I'm pretty competitive. He did, remember he said that? It's giving, is y'all fucked up with this girl? Is that what this is giving? Mind you, I mean, I don't really see it like
and
that.
I guess Raquel won.
Hey, go Raquel.
Well,
I mean, what did you win?
For the night. And then after that, I guess somebody else can snatch her up. That's the thing. Who is her real perfect match? Because you know what sucks, and that's the thing. We make all these gags, but it's kind of sucks for Courtney because basically none of these niggas really trying to get.
It sucks for a lot of people.
It sucks for a lot of people.
It sucks for a lot of people because it's very clear that a lot of these men aren't going past original appearances, and that's bad because a lot of men are colorist and prejudiced, and they're choosing a partner. So it's like a lot of women are just going to lose out because at some point, for strategic purposes, they're just going to go with people because they know they have to make the match. It's not because they actually want them. Most of the men here want Courtney, Taylor, or Brooke, and I'm not exaggerating.
Not exaggerating. What I like about the women is that we see these women. That's the thing. Courtney didn't give a fuck about Samuel, but she went right for Raquel, who is not a white man. Like that's the thing.
It's like the difference. It's like she went from him, Sam, who's from the UK, to Raquel, this American black man. It's like you know, it's like the difference. It's like
it doesn't seem like the girls give a fuck. Like even earlier on, we see the girls going for the white man. Girls for Brendan. They're interested in Ollie.
Nathan,
Mikey.
It's all over the scale. All the men, Courtney, Brooke, and Taylor. And of course, not all of them. We're gonna get into the Black Kings later on. But hey, other than that, it's annoying.
Boom. After this, Julia. Who is Julia? Julia Ruth. That's why I didn't know. She talks to Brendan. Kinda. And she has a diary room, and she was basically like, Brendan, he's funny, he's flirty, he's good looking, he's my type, but I gotta reevaluate because
I was gagged here.
I was gagged also. Because
I thought that she would try.
Julia Ruth seemed like someone who was. I didn't think she was going to take this path. I thought she was going to be the type to just fall into something like this.
It was very mature of her to be like, okay,
it's not.
I don't like that. We're not doing this.
You know what would be crazy?
We don't got to hook up.
Matches.
That would be real crazy. Like, girl.
Ooh, I love this show for that. But anyway, she essentially is like, yeah, it's not giving perfect match. So she pulls him to the side and she's like, Brendan, babe, you cool or whatever, and I was vibing or whatever, but it's not giving. We should.
But see, that's the thing too. It's like you really kind of have to be strategic about this, which we're going to get into later because someone else mentions that. Because like, she's saying that I don't think you would be the perfect match because I've had an ex who has been in the music industry, been into the DJ, and she's lived that life, and she doesn't want to have to live that life again. And it's like, that can still be a perfect match. I mean, it's based off of like statistics, tests you take, different type of personality tests and stuff. So it's like, that can still be a perfect match because at the end of the day, they're not saying your perfect match is a perfect person.
Yeah.
This is just the person you're in this scenario closely matched with.
Yeah. Which is why it is strategic, which is why when they were saying it wasn't. It's like, I get it, go with your heart. But that's the thing, it be niggas.
No, the heart be wrong as fuck. The heart be telling people to kill their whole families.
The heart be right, the dick be wrong. Because it be niggas who thinking with their dicks, talking about we should be going with our hearts. Brooke, we should be going on our hearts, Brooke. And it's like
the heart beating in the wrong place. That's the problem.
And that's the issue. Because it's not giving heart for the niggas who are claiming heart. We move. Back at the date, we see Nathan and Taylor's side of it. And essentially, they start vibing real nice. Taylor asked him about his past relationships. Nathan said he only had one girlfriend before or whatever. And it didn't work out because he had, and this is another, boom. He says it
Nathan definitely gives red flag. No shame.
Because this is almost every man. Mikey hasn't gotten it yet. Nathan has been moody because they haven't shown him. Neither is Water because they haven't shown him. But anyways, he says it didn't work out because I had big plans and she was holding me back.
And it's like,
what, nigga? Boom.
I guess. Hey, and then that's the thing because it's crazy because he said that, and then she asked him like, well, she was telling him like, I'm family oriented. I want someone that I can be with and grow. Like, are you into like having a family? He's like, yeah, I would be down to have a family and things like that. And I'm just thinking like, well, what scenario in that past relationship will be holding you back from what you want to do? Because I'm not saying a family holds people back, But
no, it sounded
you
like
gotta sit and raise a family, babe.
Yeah.
What do you want to
It was
do?
like, oh, I wanted to be on the move, and I wanted to do this, and I wanted to grow, and I wanted to go here and at this business, and it's like it's not giving family. It's giving similar to what Samuel did with Courtney. Like niggas would just say anything to be with the girl that they want to be with at the moment.
It's like, oh well, yeah, if we're together, I do that, and then no, you're not. No, you wouldn't.
So they kissed, or Nathan asked, and I like this. He was being a gentleman. He asked her for a kiss. She said, "Yes, you can kiss me." They kissed. Boom. Back at the villa, everybody returns from their dates. Cammy comes in and she says, "How was the date, Spooky?" And Samuel was like, "Oh, it was nice. I gave her some flowers."
and that's why I don't like that because he tries to be like slick with shit. Like
he wanted everybody to know.
No, she asked him, "How was the date?" Well, he was like, "Well, I mean, obviously it was nice. Obviously the flowers." And it's like, what does flowers mean?
How was the date, nigga? Because it wasn't good, and that's the issue. They didn't show the whole thing, but it was giving Courtney let him know it's not going to work out. Because we see from this point on,
Courtney don't talk to that man.
Yeah, so it's like, this nigga knew it didn't work out. Then she asked Taylor the same thing, and she was like, "Oh yeah, Nathan know a lot with his words and a lot with his lips."
They were gagged.
And they were gagged. And Nathan was like, I didn't need the flowers. And it's like, not you gagged.
I know Sam was a little impressed by that statement. I ain't gonna lie. I know you was.
No, I would have been impressed because like, not this nigga got a kiss and he didn't, and he finer than me. I would have been mad. Courtney wish she was on that date. Like, I'm sorry.
I'm dead. Well, no, she called Sam a gentleman for the flowers. It's given she was paid to say that. So let me say something nice, something sweet.
So Cammy says, okay, by nearly unanimous decision, Taylor and Nathan will be going to the truth booth or whatever because, boom, they're the ones that need it. To the other people. So they head to the truth booth. Nathan has a diary room. He's like, right now Taylor is my number one person. Taylor basically says the same thing. Boom, they head to the truth booth. And so they're there, they're waiting. And the people watching, they don't see them at the truth booth, but they see like their image. Yeah. And then it'll say if it's a match or if it's a no match.
And in the older versions, they used to see them in there, right? It was a video. Too, right? It was, I'm pretty sure. It was like them, right? I don't know. I don't remember. I do not remember. It's been so long. This version at least,
it doesn't show them and it shows either match or no match. I don't remember.
And then for some reason this leads into episode 2. I don't know why there's 2 episodes, part 1 and part 2, but hey.
One episode, hour 30 minutes.
And these are 2 whole episodes too. Like they was dead serious. Like they could have just did like an hour first episode. I mean, hour 30 minute first episode. Like, well, we're here. Episode 2, y'all.
So they're at the truth booth ceremony. It does a little scan. Boom, it's not a match. I wasn't gagged. Nathan, stop looking for white Aryan bitches.
It was the first one, which is man. I was just like, they ain't gonna get the first one. Y'all ain't that good now.
That's true. So it was no match. Cece has a diary room, and she was like, well, their connection was based mostly off career, and it never gave that. And it's like, okay, Cece. Taylor has a diary room. She was like, I just got to keep it pushing. Oh well. And Nathan is like, you know what? I'm kind of happy we got to know because I can still flirt with the other bitches, basically.
Basically, is what he said.
So they get back to the villa, and everybody's like, and Taylor's like, well, we got information. And it's like, okay, with the information. So they took it well. Boom. Julia approaches Nathan because he just got disconnected from this white bitch. And he was like, you need to get to know me too. Like, I'm trying to get to know you. You know what I'm saying?
Very upfront. She said, look.
Right after, baby. Nathan was like,
you have 2 shits.
And Nathan was like, no, I'm an open book. And Nathan has a diary room. He says, Julie has a lot of checks a lot of ticks. And he likes girls who applies pressure to him because sometimes, I need somebody who's going to be super confident like that. And was he just saying this to say this? Because later on we see he doesn't pick her. Like, I don't know. But he says he likes confident. He says she ticks a lot of boxes, I guess.
Clearly niggas just be saying shit. Red flag, bitch.
So Julie once again said, well, you know where to find me. You can go, I'll let you go do your thing, but you know where to find me.
Period. After know where home is.
Period. After this, Taylor was like, I need to get a shot. Taylor had a diary room, and she was like, there's definitely other guys that I've had my eyes on. I would love to get to know the other white men other than
she says Will.
Other white men.
She says Will and Brendan. And it's just like, okay. Good luck.
At least the person was Nathan.
But that's the thing though. It's like even Taylor is kind of fucked because she's blonde number 2.
She is blonde number 2
because it's like Courtney is the
number 3.
Well, no, because I feel like Courtney and Brooke are on similar levels. It's like Courtney's the alternative blonde. Brooke is the American USA girl next door blonde. Taylor is the understudy to both. So it's like she ain't gonna talk to Will and Brendan, but I mean they still maybe trying to get with Brooke.
Mm-hmm. She could try her best. I will give Brendan. He's only.
Brendan not even in that. Brendan not even in that because he went from Julia Roos to Miss Cece, which I'm pretty sure is Latin is given.
Her name is
so Brendan, he out of that. He ain't got his red flag yet. But girl,
he's gonna get it soon.
Taylor, baby, that's the thing. Is Taylor gonna book up to Cece to get Brendan because Cece is not letting go of Brendan.
We're seeing the preview. I'm excited for Cece. Hey, Steve, stop getting these Latinas on here because Latinas are bunk up a little bit. Ooh, later on, boom, Roz is talking to a group, and Rob was like, we here to get a match, and we here to have our personal goals, but we're also here to play as a group. And Rob was trying to get the troops together, like, baby, we got to win this money, honey. Like, we get a diary room from Mikey. And Mikey is like, I'm here to find a perfect match.
The only good man in the house.
And he says, so not speaking to multiple women is going to be a barrier for me to find my match. He says there's a lot of girls that he hasn't spoke to, and if there's someone he likes, he's going to go all in on that person. And he says he feels like Danielle,
period.
Black queen.
Period. We love black love in general. Oh, I guess.
Period.
Well, hey.
Girl, for temporary.
The lights don't.
But he says Danielle is somebody who he feels like has a lot more layers. He wants to find out. Then we see Danielle and Mikey have a talk, and I love this scene. I'm sorry. So
they're cute.
Danielle says, well, the guys, she said all the niggas is talking to each other instead of talking to the women. I hear this
and
every
they are.
The only season didn't happen was the gay season because the men was getting with each other. Like dead ass.
Because that's what they want to do this season. They just don't want to admit it.
Ooh. If sexuality wasn't such a touchy subject, baby, the match ceremony would have been Eduardo picking Samuel and Nicole picking Nathan.
Ollie picking Clay.
I'm sorry. So anyways, Danielle and Mikey talk. And as they're talking, they're laying down in the bungalow or whatever. Mm-hmm. And she mentions, all the niggas is talking to each other, not to the girls. And Mikey was like, well, not me, because I'm talking to you, baby.
Period.
And Mikey was like, I think everybody know where I'm at right now. And Danielle was like, who, me? And he was like, where you at? And Danielle was like,
Thank you, whatever.
Yeah, he was like, what that mean? The shades? Are you with me? And she was like, I'm with you. I'm feeling you. And he was like, okay.
I
so she has a diary after this.
I will say we didn't get a lot of. I guess it just doesn't matter. But this is the global season, so in this situation, Mikey, he is UK, he's a Londoner, and she's from the US, and it's like we're not hearing a lot of. Well, this man is literally in the United Kingdom because I don't date anyone in general, but I feel like dating someone. Well, Carol, you can test this a little bit more. Dating someone from a whole different country, it's like. There's a lot of changes that need to be made. Just everyday conversations. I thought maybe the slang that's used, because even in this situation, they're both black, but it's like they're black from different parts of the world. So I just wonder kind of what those conversations are going to be like if they start having them.
I'm surprised they haven't started having them yet. That's kind of like a second layer conversation. We're still in the first.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Because I like that. I want to know. So they asked diary room, and she says, I don't like feeling vulnerable. She actually tells him this. She says, I don't like feeling vulnerable. I'm feeling nervous. And then she says in the diary room, she doesn't like feeling vulnerable because it makes her feel like she's naked. And nobody wants to be naked, period. And she said, that's when you start to hide your personality, but I want to be myself. I don't want to hide my personality. So I'm trying not to be vulnerable. Or she's trying not to do that. Boom. She says, I really like you. And he says he likes you too. He likes her too, but he feels like he needs to constantly reassure her because we see in the diary room that in his last relationship, it ended. And this is how you take ownership. What is your reason for men learn? This is the first man who gave a raise.
You got a green bonnet? Go to green bonnet. A blue, period. We'll take it.
So I have some green, but I don't want to get it. So Mikey says, at first he starts off, he said, my last relationship constantly reassurance. And he says, and I was too focused on something else to give her that, to provide her that. Mikey is going to have success because this nigga knows how to take accountability. He knows how to think deeper about it, because that's the thing. He's kind of said the first part is kind of what every other nigga would have said. Oh, the girl needed reassurance from me. And then he explained why he wasn't giving his part of that. And it's like, you other niggas could have did the same shit. Fuck is wrong with y'all? But they don't know no better. So he ate that up. And then Yell said, we didn't even talk yesterday. All you had to do was give me a look. And we knew we needed to be in the bed together that night.
When you give it that look, excuse me,
you had a guy.
I mean, my mic, like something fight. I mean, it's so shy and I'm looking at you like,
After this, Danielle had a diary room, and she said that Mikey is making her heart thumping. Ladies, leave your man. Ladies. And it's like, girl, go. After this, we see Roz talk to Brandon and Cece. I want to see Roz talk to a nigga. I would love that.
Well, I guess she has something going on with Eduardo. We see them end up picking her. They talk in the beginning, so maybe that's something we can link. So, but even in this conversation, this is when she's mentioning her being reserved.
Yes, she does. And Brendan says,
as well as she has to deal with a bunch of people that only want white women with blonde hair and blue eyes.
Oh my god.
I mean, that pisses me off. Like, when you literally have men saying, I only date blondes and I want women with blue eyes. Like, what the fuck is a Ross supposed to do?
Because that's the thing. Let's be honest. Leo said he only will ever marry a blonde, which means the only people in this house he will speak to, in his mind, is Brooke, who is, spoiler alert, off the table probably, Taylor, and Courtney. That's all.
You see how stupid when people say, "Oh, it's just preferences," because you're literally singling out so many people in this. Like, no, you're not getting to know anybody.
There's 11 women, and you from episode 3 on, he's only going to be able to talk to 2 of them
because he's only into blondes. He'll only marry a blonde, and I don't know how many people have blonde eyes. I'm assuming Courtney the only one.
Oh. Brendan says you're a savage like me, Roz. So even though we reserved and shit, when you put your heart into something, you put your 180%. And this is what leads into Brendan and Cece. So Cece has a diary room, and Cece is like, I love the alternative look. And it's like, all you bitches is just going for how these niggas look.
Yeah. Cece's one of the more, like, she's one of the only girls who I like said this episode, these first 2 episodes, is kind of like,
and she's the only girl who I gave a red flag earlier. I'm sorry. She's the only girl with a red flag.
And it's like, also too, it's like, so she says in the diary room, like, she loves the alternative look, the detached, the beached hair, like, that's kind of what she's going for. And she's also saying that she's very passionate and she loves hard, and she has a habit of jumping into things quickly. And it's like, well, 1, because you're going based off looks only, and 2, why are you jumping in so hard on someone that you only like because of their look? You don't know this man. And you can tell though, like, her just talking about Brendan, she's talking about that's hers.
Yeah,
that's my man. Okay.
Is there's always kind of like an archetype like that, and it's like, oh, girl, you're gonna have to get over that fast, and she will have to get over that fast
very quickly.
So they start flirting and cuddling all alone together, Kiki and Cuckoo. And Brandon has diary room, and he was like, I feel really, really comfortable with Cece. She makes me feel at home. And honestly, those terms don't give relationship. Like, I understand, she makes me feel at home, she makes me feel comfortable. But usually when niggas are saying that, it's giving sister. You my baby sister.
Yeah.
Because if he was feeling her, he should have been like, I'm feeling the fuck out of Cece. I want to get to know her better. I want to know her interests. I just want to.
He's feeling her, so he want to go to the boom.
He feels comfortable. Yeah. Boom. They start asking Cece what she's good at. Cece's like, I'm good at basketball. I'm a shooter. And Brendan said, I'm a shooter too. And then he gave her a kiss. And it's like, okay, shooter.
Okay, shoot your shot. Shoot your shot, daddy.
After this, boom. Julia Ruth has a diary room. Damn.
Pressed.
Because she sees.
But see.
She's not pressed for too long.
This a bad bitch right here. That's how you know Julia Ruth is a bad bitch, because she peeps. She takes the information and she moves right the fuck along.
Literally.
As she should.
So, at this point, she was confused. She was like, at this point, I'm confused. And, I had feelings for him because we clicked up easily at first. But it's time for me to break the cycle of the past in her life. I don't want to repeat the past mistakes. So we moving along.
And honestly, I was so, and it just shows how mature Julia is. Like, it's like she is very, very. She understands what she wants. I feel like she understands her emotions. She understands the type of man she wants because the amount of people who would have been, oh, now it's a problem. Oh, now I gotta go get Brendan back. That's what I thought we were gonna get. And she said, "Oh no. I'm gonna continue to move forward." And it's like, period, Julia.
And then she goes upstairs to like a bunch of people. And she kind of like lets her emotions out, and she was like, "You know what?" She was like, "You know, Brendan is what I want, but what I need is something else. But this is what I want."
And it was like, "Who you need?" She said, "I need Nathan." A man.
And she has diary room. She's like, you know, Nathan could be my perfect match because he's chivalrous, he's kind, he's also assertive. He has a lot of the things that I asked for, that I'm looking for. I would love for her and Nathan to be a perfect match. They are so cute. I love colored love.
I do think they do seem a lot alike, like their personality type.
I see it. That's the thing. When they were flirting, that was like the most like ooh type of flirting I've seen. Like
I felt that. It
made me move, bitch. Like I don't know. After this, Brooke and Leo are hanging out again. Leo has a diary room that him and Brooke made a pact that they wouldn't really kiss anybody else other than each other. Brooke and Leo, they decide that they need to sleep outside. So they pull up to Akel and Courtney.
And they just kicked them right out the bed.
Kicked them right the fuck out. So peep Akel and Courtney. And keep that, put a pin in that.
Put a pin in that.
Anissa has a diary room. Her name is spelled weird. Anissa has a diary room. I'm just used to the E's. Anissa has a diary room. That bitch has a diary room.
Damn.
I'm sorry. Damn, I forgot her name. I'm calling her her. I'm terrible. That Leo and Brooke are cute. She ain't even saying nothing, y'all. She said Leo and Brooke are cute, y'all.
She said she hope we're romantic and hope they are matched. That's it. And they're not. So anyways.
Like it was nothing. Leo has a diary room, and he's like, "This is my match for real, y'all." Brooke has a diary room. She was like, "This is my match for real." Then we see the boys.
Well, actually, no. It was Leo saying Brooke is definitely my type. She's my match. To Brooke saying Leo could potentially be my match. She was not fully solidified.
Damn. And you know she's been moving accordingly. After this, some of the boys have a diary room. I don't remember which three it was.
It's Mikey, Nathan, and Akel, and they discuss the Leo and Brooke situation, right?
So yes, the black men have a diary room, and they were like, no one is going to approach Brooke because Leo has essentially
he cool with everybody in the house.
He cool with everybody,
but clearly they don't know Will. Will been plotting,
and they probably don't talk to Will. Considering it was pretty. Let me move along.
Oh my God.
Nathan and Julia Ruth are friends. And Nathan has a diary room that, you know, she's very attractive. She's very positive, which is major for him. And that's the thing. I hate the way that the men speak about, like how he's speaking about Julia Ruth right now, because it's like, you know, he's like, oh, she's attractive. And even how Brendan was speaking about Cece, it's giving general terms.
Very general.
When they talk about other women, it just gives, she's my perfect match. I know she's my number one. I know this is who I want to be with because she has
blonde hair and blue eyes.
And it's like, come on now, bro. But when you're talking about Julia Ruth, it's like, oh, you know, she's funny and attractive, and like, okay, bitch. Julia Ruth has a diary room, and she's like, you know, sometimes I feel misunderstood, and that I need to keep my pussy. I put she said she need to kill her pussy shut down. She didn't say that, but she was like, I need to keep this out of it.
She gonna lock it down. She gonna lock it down.
And it's like, okay, queen, lock it down. Julia tells Nathan that, you know, she kind of wants to know his side of things. Like, how are you feeling? Who are you feeling? And Nathan was like, you know, well, when I'm interested in somebody, I got to be sexually attracted first. That's y'all issue. But I'll move. And then, what was second?
He says next is personality, ambition.
Next is personality, and you got to be bubbly. You got to be able to chill too. Julia says, you know, I want to find my best friend and my lover. She wants somebody who could push her and support her. And it's like, I feel like the shit she's saying is just so much more deeper than she. The Nathan has diary room. He says, my flaw is that I need to compromise. I'm not good at compromising. He acknowledged that. I'll give him that. And he said, Julia Ruth is aware of her flaws too. And I really love how aware she is of her own flaws and how she needs to change in the future. And she really is. Julia Ruth is super intelligent. Like, it's
love her.
So they talk about being attracted to each other, but that how they don't want to have sex, and it's like that's so cute. I like of the pairings I've seen, this is like one that I really, really fuck with because I feel like they are both being so mature about the situation.
And it's like, I felt that way. And then what the fuck happened?
We didn't even get her perspective on that much, did we? We got like one. No, we didn't. And that I want to see next episode how she felt about it because maybe she didn't care. I'll give her that. So, boom. Nathan says, "Good. I agree. We don't have to rush. We don't got to fuck." We move along. We see in the hot tub, Mikey and Danielle are kissing. Then they move to the shower and start kissing and make it out in the shower. So put a pin in that. Well, you don't got to because we already talked about them. In the bedroom, we see Brendan and Cece. They start getting nasty a little bit. This nigga got her legs up in the air.
It get real interesting.
Turned up like a pretzel in front of other people. So, and it's in Samuel's bed. Samuel has a diary. He's like, I got in my bed with that. Goddamn, basically.
So they get up and go to the boom room.
They head to the boom room, which is now Brendan's room.
Well, is it what, night 2?
Night 2.
And he's sleeping in the boom room again.
This is Brendan's room.
Now, mind you, Cece know that he was just in the boom room with Julia Ruth.
Night 1. The next day,
I take night 3.
The next day, Brendan and Cece, they kind of start telling their besties like about the tea. They was like, you know, I'm fucking with Brendan, and Cece. I mean, Brendan was like, I'm fucking with Cece. You know what I'm saying? Cece has the diary room. She says her top 3 guys are Brendan, and Brendan, and that's the issue.
Like, okay, baby.
That's
the problem. Like,
mind you,
especially look.
You wasn't even his first choice. He was with Julia Ruth.
Literally.
Like, I'm sorry.
And you got Brendan.
And you know what, Cece? Boom again. Like, damn. Cece is just not giving. She needs to improve. After this, Will pulls Brooke aside because he's an alpha. Mm-hmm. But this thing, he's an alpha, but he's second in line.
Ooh.
He's a beta. Ooh. Will has diary room. He says, in order to talk to Brooke, you got to really wait for Leo to be busy. And it's like an alpha would just talk to her. I think no, like that. If I was in the house and I was feeling Brooke, I would just talk to Brooke. Mm-hmm. Leo not scaring me. He not shaking a boot over here. I don't give a fuck about Leo. Leo could be literally with Brooke, and I'd be like, Brooke, you want something to eat? Mm-hmm. That's just me. But that's just me. Will tell. Oh, did I hit
that?
No. Will tells Brooke that there's 22 people here, and you know we got to get to know each other. We got to get to know everybody. And this is how you know Will is a terrible person because he's essentially being condescending to her right in front of her face. Mm-hmm. He's like, "Well, Brooke, you know, you got to get
passive aggressive, and it's like just be upfront. This is nasty. This is like we mentioned earlier. Like this is his toxic ways really, really coming out. Mm-hmm. And then he says like, I made a joke earlier, and you made a face because apparently she was chilling with Leo, and he made the comment, "Save some for the rest of us," and apparently she made a face, and it's like, because that wasn't funny.
I would have made a face too.
That wasn't funny at all.
Not funny.
And it's also you also are talking about Brooke, the girl you are so in love with, your perfect match, and then she's a piece of meat that y'all are sharing and save some for the rest. Like, who the fuck? Like, I just feel like I don't know. I don't know what Brooke sees in him. I really don't. I don't get
it. No, literally.
Mm-hmm. And then he's like, he feels like Leo and Brooke, like they've been side by side this whole time. It could be something, but it also could just be lust, and it's annoying because they're not getting to know other people. Mind you, who has he gotten to know? Because he's obsessed with a girl that's getting to know someone else most of the time.
That's the thing. He has gotten to know nobody. Brooke is on 2 people at this point.
Dumb. And he knows he's number 2.
He knows he's number 2. At least Leo's number 1. Okay. And so this is when Will is like, yeah, you know, honestly, when I'm looking at everybody else, it's like there's no one else in the house. It's just you. You're it. You know, you're just it. And Brooke, it's like he got her with that one because she starts crying. And she's like, this is exactly what I want because the whole reason I'm here is because I want someone to say those things to me. I want someone to give me that reassurance. And I hope Brooke takes into account the fact that men will just say anything, especially at the beginning, because this nigga's just saying it.
He was, especially but specifically with this scenario, he's 100% trying to do anything to get her away from Leo and onto him. Point blank, period. Mm-hmm. Because that's the thing, even saying that, like saying like you're just it. He has nothing else to say, so he had to just say that. He saw the blonde hair and was like, "Bloop, that's my type." Because he has no.
Literally.
Pound Leo. What would he know about you to say that you're it other than what you look like, bro?
Mm-hmm. And I love Brooke every time. Yes.
I was just gonna say that it's crazy because he said something to make her cry, and she's like, I fall for guys who don't say these things, and it's like, girl, he's saying it without knowing you. Does it matter that much?
It doesn't. It shouldn't. And then she has a diary room. She says her kindness always gets taken advantage of, and it's like
That's exactly what's happening now.
And and she's not doing that again, and that's why she's taking this very, very seriously.
Because she ends up with guys like, well, just give very much manipulative, like
manipulative. And that's the thing. That's what she said. That's the thing. She ends up with guys like Will, because she said earlier, the last relationship, he was so insecure that he was controlling what she was doing, guiding her.
And it's like, that's Will.
This is Will. I really hope they're not a perfect match. That would jar the fuck out of me. She does not need him. Fuck. After this, who? Mighty has diary room. Shout out to the name. Whoever named Mighty a queen. Mighty has diary room that tonight's the matchup ceremony, and I've taken time to talk to every single nigga. Nigga, guy, man. Then we see Mighty talk to Samuel. She says, why are you here? I want to know why you're here. She's getting to know a lot of different people. Samuel was one of them. Mighty has diary room. She was like, being a professional dancer, I've always strived for perfection. And so that translates into her daily life, especially when it comes to another person. So she's taking a lot into account for who she's looking for. She's looking for someone who's strong, who can really support her, who can stand next to her and be a real nigga. It's like, period. So Mighty tells Samuel that, I still need time to get to know people. And I know we don't have a lot of time, but I still want to take my time. I don't want to rush into shit. Exactly. And I've heard from people that I'm on their list, like that I'm one of the people who the niggas are looking at. But it's like, how is that possible? Because I haven't got to know y'all.
It's based off looks. And it's like literally.
I really love Mighty because she's very much, she's like the head, the leader of the.
She said, we're getting this shit together.
Yes, this is a strategic queen. She said, it's not giving based off looks. So let's wrap that shit up.
And then after talking to Mighty, Sam is like, me and Courtney are a good example. It's like, don't go for appearances first. And it's like, yeah, I bet you feel dumb.
Oh my God. After this, Mikey, Ollie, and Nathan, they talk about the matchup ceremony. And Mikey was like, it's going to be hard for me not to pick Danielle. I'm not going to lie. And Ollie was like, she's cool and sexy. Do y'all think y'all connected like on that level? And Mikey says, it's something, but there's something that I can't really put my finger on with her. She's such a confident person, but I haven't gotten deeper just yet. Mikey has a diary room, and he says Danielle clearly has many, many layers, and he want to peel them layers off.
And then I feel like it's so crazy. I mean, I guess this should be, I don't know, maybe I'm just triggered from Big Brother, Monty saying, oh, Taylor doesn't open up at all. It's just like, I guess a consistent thing I'm hearing a lot of the guys say, it's like, I just want this person to open up. I want this person to be like, and it's like, I'm not saying, of course, you're trying to be in a relationship with someone, they should be opening up, but it's like, are you opening up? Like, there should be natural walls there. Are you letting down your walls as much as you're wanting her to let down her walls as well? Like, because it's like, it's taking the stance of, well, basically, I'm opening and she's not fully doing so. And it's like, are you actually fully opening up, or do you just want them to open up so you can use/abuse? I'm not saying that's what Mikey want to do, but I'm just saying it's like, that's a consistent theme.
It really is. And I like it because Mikey says, he's like, maybe it just takes time. And if it takes time, that's fine too. And it's like, okay, keep it cute and keep it cuddly.
But that's the thing, because it's scary because it's like, okay, so if she doesn't open up within this long, are you done now? Because she's like, they haven't opened up enough. They're not being vulnerable enough. They're not being, you know what I mean? It's like.
That is what it leads to. But he has a diary room, and he says a lot of the dudes are just going off the looks, and I'm trying to get deeper than that. And I like that. And I think
Mikey, like, that's how we stand, Mikey. That's why he got the blue flag. The blue bonnet.
Period. So they talk about how one of them kind of pushed Courtney onto Arkel. I don't know which one it was. It doesn't really matter. But they talk about how Courtney and Arkel are linking up. So we go to Arkel and Courtney, and they're chilling or whatever. They're laying down kind of. And Kel's in the diary room, and he says, the moment Courtney left that date, it's been
that boo-boo ass day.
That shit ass date. Like, damn. It's been me and her. So they talk about
this is such a random. They just look so thrown together. No shame.
They do, don't they? I was thinking the same thing. It just. I feel like a part of it does have to be how they look together, and they don't look together. They just don't. So they talk about how the main couples that are going to be at the match ceremony is probably going to be Leo and Brooke. They're probably going to be Brandon and Cece, something like that.
This part is funny because they bring it up specifically Brooke and Leo and how they've been bonding and stuff like that. And it shoots to a scene of Brooke speaking to Will, and then you have Leo just kind of slides in right between them. And it's like, because they're basically saying that like they don't think Brooke is as interested as Leo is, and it's like Leo is definitely basically obsessed with the girl.
Okay, Courtney has a diary room. She's like, a lot of people are just stuck in who their type is, and they're not trying to go deeper. They're not trying to find the actual connections. And it's like, girl, that's tea. After this, we see Leo and Brooke do talk.
And this when he say, I will not marry a blonde.
He says,
I don't see myself marrying anything but a blonde.
Yes, he says, I wouldn't marry anyone unless they were blonde.
Like, fucking weird. Like, what kind of sentence is that?
That's weird. He was kind of, and that's the thing, he started off asking her if the roots of her hair were because she wasn't naturally blonde or something like that. He was asking her specifically about her hair. And then that led to him saying he wouldn't marry anybody if they were blonde. And it's like, what does that even mean? Like, why? There's no good reason for that. That's so scary that you would genuinely say that. After that, Mikey has a diary room. Mikey was like, Leo is a very outspoken person, and he's also very, very loyal to Brooke. But looking at them makes me feel twisted because that's not how we're going to find our perfect matches. That's not how we're going to win this game. I feel like a lot of the women here can separate, who they want their match to be from who their match might actually be. And I don't think the men can do that. So my team,
I'm not going to lie. My team was giving very much. So basically, she wants Leo. And she is saying Leo doesn't know that I'm his perfect match, but I know, and I'm gonna let him know.
You know what's crazy? That happened last season, and it was like 1,000% accurate. It was a gay dude. It was a gay dude, and he knew day one that this other dude was his match, but the other dude thought it was this like super attractive jock-looking boy the whole time, and then the initial dude was like, "No, baby. You're my match." And so it took freaking weeks and weeks and weeks until halfway in the season where they ended up, boom, they're a match. And it's like, you a dummy. A dumbass bitch. I mean, a rat bitch. But anyways, my T, she pulled Leo to the side and she was like, I love that you're focused on someone and that you're really putting your energy into someone. But, the T is, let's say week 3, week 4, y'all end up finding out you're not a match and the only person you've invested in is Brooke. Now, pause. This is what I want to say about this. I fully agree. I think that's
1,000%.
That's dumb as fuck, and I think people do that every single season. They just fully invest. Leo practically says no one else is here. Like, even after this, after she tells him this, he has diary room. He's like, she essentially wants me to. Yeah, he says, fuck that shit. She wants me to stray away from what my heart tells me. Fuck that shit. And it's like, baby, you don't know this woman. You don't know this woman for real. Like, I would understand this if it had been weeks and weeks and weeks. I get that a little more. Baby, this is week.
It's been a couple days.
Day 3, and you're saying you don't want to open up to nobody else because Brooke is the one. You're a dummy, bitch. That's what I will say on the flip side, a lot of the times, people like Mighty, I feel, they don't do enough connecting because it ends up where now at the truth booth, at the matchup ceremony, who the fuck is gonna pick Mighty? And it's like, we see who picked Mighty, but that was nothing. But if Mighty continues this 3 truth booths in, she's just gonna be that stray girl who never gets picked every single time, and that's also not helpful.
But I think it's hard though, because I think it's usually like in Are You the One, there's more girls who are just kind of not waiting to be chosen, but in a way are like more open to talk to any guy. And I just feel like there are usually so many guys who are just talking to no girls at all, or are just obsessed over the same one. I feel like it kind of goes both ways, because it's like, Mighty, this was kind of Mighty's way of trying to get Leo to break away and try something new, but he wasn't biting the bait. But at the same time, it's like, I can see what you're saying. Like, well, Mighty, go to somewhere else. Go talk to her Moody. Shit, I don't know. Talk to motherfucking somebody, Clayton, somebody.
Because there was no scenes with her with nobody. Well, it showed her with Sam, but even that conversation, that's the thing. She says she's trying to get to know everyone. And that's helpful, but it's also hurtful because her conversation with Sam was so beginner level.
You have
and I
to.
feel like that's what it is with everyone. And it's like it's been 3 days. People are forming deep connections.
You have to start somewhere. That's how you can start making decisions. Okay, who's the match, who's not. You start getting answers. You have to start somewhere to get some type of answer. You can't just be sitting there.
Yeah, exactly.
And I will say, we didn't say anything. We didn't say what this at the beginning, but overall, this is a very attractive cast. I will say. Usually already the one they'll get people in there like, girl, and then no one talked to them the whole time, and it's like, well, duh. Like, I don't know why they did that, but it's like this whole cast, like, if you're not colorist, you would literally find everyone here attractive. Like, you have to throw that in, unfortunately, because there are people who are just.
There are probably people who would be like, well, I mean, I guess I don't know about Danielle or shut the fuck up. Anyways, Mikey clocks him. Leo says, girl, I'm not doing that. After this, Courtney and Taylor chat. He basically said that after this, white bitches linked up. So Courtney and Taylor chat, and they're besties. And it's like, I love that for them. Courtney is like, I'm looking for people who have differences, but those differences complement me. And I like that. I like that more so than just looking for people who just like her. I'll give her that. So they talk about how they both deserve somebody who's going to put them first. We deserve the right man, but a lot of the time we end up going for the dickheads, and we don't need to do that. Taylor mentions Leo being her type. And this is interesting because it's like, essentially, and I feel like Mighty was low-key feeling Leo too. And it's like, not these bitches feeling Leo, but hey, Taylor was like, I'm feeling Leo, but I'm not going to do nothing about that because he's with Brooke. And it's like, this happens every season. So luckily for them, they kind of got lucky with the situation, but also
it's like, even that's, it's like, why Leo? It's like, I'm pretty sure there are other options who are not connected to anyone. Like, I just feel like, man,
like, who's Clay?
Because it's too, to me, it's too early. It's too early for you to be like, let me wait for this person who's talking to someone else before I go talk to, like, just go talk to someone else. Like, you don't have, like, I would not even be focused on someone that is with someone else.
Literally. Because I think Will ain't with nobody. He waiting for somebody. Clay ain't with nobody either. Y'all could have been talking to Will and Clay.
Ollie not really with nobody either.
That's the thing. Y'all could be talking to these other
Sam
dudes.
not with nobody for real. Akel barely with Courtney. Let's be for real. I don't know who. I mean, I guess Aurora Roz, but I don't know how serious.
Julia Ruth and Nathan have a little chit chat again. Nathan says, "Oh, and they're walking, and they're walking. It's kind of a group of people. They're walking, and Nathan's walking up on her a little bit, and he's like, "Oh, you got to stop moving that ass so much." He basically says that, but he says you're moving a lot back there. And Julia was like, "Oh, you said I'm moving a lot, or are you just looking a lot?" And he was like, I'm looking. And she was like, "Oh, I see you looking." And it's like they just flirting real bad. And it's like, And Nathan was like, "I like when people call me out on my shit." And Julia was like, "I can do that. I can tell you to get over here and sit down and be my puppy." And it's like, ooh, bark and ooh. So after this, boom, the boys are talking. Is this when they're working out? I don't know.
Yeah, Ollie, Clay, Hamoudi, and Akel, aka is a train.
They're talking about, are any of these niggas perfect matches? Everybody say Leo and Brooke, I guess. And this is when we see Clay say, I guess Leo and Brooke. And we have a diary room for Clay that he is idly waiting for Brooke to be available.
Brooke would be his number one, but she's been loved up with Leo. And it's like, why would Brooke be your number one? Other than the fact that she don't know her. Has blonde hair.
At least Will talk to her. You don't know her. You literally don't know her. Mm-hmm. You literally don't know her. You have not spoken to Brooke. Brooke don't even know who you are.
That's like Clay would be number 3 in this scenario because Will is next.
Not even. I can't even say number 3 because Brooke don't even talk to that nigga. And Brooke's fine. She'd be like, Loki number 3 is Brendan. Loki number 3 is Samuel. Like, we don't know. He likes Clay. But anyways, Clay likes Brooke for some reason. There's that.
Mm-hmm. They discussed how apparently Brooke called Leo Will at some point.
Yeah. And they were like, Leo took it, but it's like, that's weird. After this, Samuel wants to have a house meeting because clearly he's going to be the strategist of the house. They get those sometimes. Mm-hmm. Samuel pulls them all together. He says, before the matchup ceremony, let's talk. I feel like all of us should agree on the people who we feel like are definitely going to need to be sitting together. So they all end up agreeing on Leo and Brooke, Mikey and Danielle, and
Brendan and Cece.
Because those are the people who have been connecting the most openly.
Girl, and then here go Will, child. Because Will is very pressed about Brooke and Leo. Well, if multiple people have the same number one, I'm just not going to give it up. And the problem is, why do multiple people have the same number one? I don't know. Like,
literally. Brandon has a diary room, and he was like, they doing too much strategy. They're strategizing. Like, it's not giving strategy. Will also has a diary room.
Like, that's dumbass thinking. Like,
literally. Will also has a diary room saying a similar thing. And Nathan has a diary room. Nathan was like, I don't think we're going to have a blackout today because we all are just vibing so much.
Aged.
Will and Brandon talk. And basically, they link up about how neither of them want any strategy involved. They say, we should just go with our heart. And this is who I was talking about. Neither of them are going with their heart because, Will, your heart doesn't know who Brooke is, genuinely. And Brendan, you didn't say nothing about Cece as a person. You said Cece makes you feel comfortable.
This is day 2 after fucking Julia Ruth's day 1. So be for real. Y'all, like, that's the thing. He talking about some people want to do strategy. It's like, well, who was your perfect match then, Brendan? Because clearly you don't know. And then, like I said, this is where another red flag from Will comes in because he's like, Leo and Brooke have been vibing and got deep, but she also cried to me, which she hasn't done to anyone else in the house. And he's basically just like, if they are a perfect match, it's kind of, if they're not a perfect match, it's kind of like, I told you so. And it's like to actively be essentially preying on the girl to have her feelings hurt. I don't know. I don't know. I just find it uncomfortable. I just find it very uncomfortable because it's like, calm down. She had this was a moment she had to build y'all's relationship, not even necessarily like just their friendship together, like getting to know each other, and he's using that, and it's just weird. It's just weird.
Like, girl,
as evidence as to why we're a perfect match because she cried to me and no one else could do that, and it's like, okay.
Calm down. After that, we get to the matchup ceremony, and bitch, I got written down Jordan.
Period. She looks fucking good.
Jordan walked in eating them girls up. I'm sorry.
Every category.
So the men are going to be choosing today. So we start off, and Nathan gets up there, and I'm expecting Nathan to choose Julia Ruth because we saw multiple scenes of them flirting. They've been clicking. They've been vibing. He got a confirmed no match with Taylor. And then he chooses Mighty. And it's like, okay.
He was like, what the hell? I haven't even seen him have a conversation with the girl. And then he just said, oh, she's cute. That's basically what he said.
Yep. Mighty had a diary room. She was like, I just feel like I was chosen based on my looks. And he doesn't know anything about me. And it's like,
which he does not.
After this, Leo chooses. Leo, of course, chooses Brooke. Will has a diary room because he's pressed. We see Will.
And this is another issue because he's like, he feels like he's just a shoulder to cry on for Brooke when Leo isn't giving her any attention. And I don't like that. And it's just like, y'all had one conversation when she cried. It was not a situation where she wasn't giving Leo attention. You literally said she has to wait till she's away from Leo. Like, he's showing the signs of toxic, manipulating, controlling. It's run away, Brooke, quickly.
After this, Brandon chooses.
He also acted like she cried to him several times. Like, I'm pretty sure that happened once.
It happened one time, girl. Mikey chooses Danielle. Of course, they was linking up. Period. Then Brendan chooses Cece. And they asked Brendan, they was like, Brendan, how you doing?
Yeah, we've been hearing this been getting spicy.
And Brendan was like, well, business is booming.
And the girls upset about that.
Yes.
Specifically Cece. She said, I will not take disrespect. That was very disrespectful. And it's like, well, Cece, you know for a fact he was in the boom room. Like, you was in the boom room. Like, you know. You were the boom, and Julia Woods was the other one. Like, you participated. Sorry. You were the business, babe.
Period. Du also wasn't feeling it. And honestly, now that I'm trying to predict who might be a perfect match. I could see Du and Mikey being a perfect match. Du needs a nigga who's going to be a genuine good person. Mm-hmm. That's the only option.
Yeah, what else?
He's not a perfect match with, and we know who he's not a perfect match. And we know who she's. Go ahead, Du and Mikey. I love it. I wish it was Danielle. After this, Akel picks Courtney because white woman win. Moody chooses Courtney.
He literally chose Courtney, but he really meant Taylor.
But no, he really meant Courtney, and that was the issue.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. If they could choose the same woman,
They would.
6 of them would have chose Courtney, and 5 of them would have chose Brooke, and that would have been it. Like dead ass, like
it was confident ass. Too. Courtney, I mean Taylor. Oh, that's sad.
So Taylor is the understudy, as Lee said.
Literally.
Ollie, sorry, Taylor. Ollie said Ollie chooses Anissa, and we saw very vaguely that Ollie and Anissa were linking up, so that's cute. Mm-hmm. Samuel chooses Julia Ruth, and that's because Nathan didn't choose Julia Ruth, which he should have, but we moved.
Mm-hmm. Eduardo, but even Samuel going for Julia Ruth. It's like, okay, interesting.
Samuel should have chosen Mighty. Well, Samuel shouldn't have chosen nobody, but I feel like Samuel being with Mighty and Julia Ruth being with Nathan would have made more sense with the edit when we moved. After this, Eduardo chooses Roz. We saw them have a little click up, so that makes sense. Clay chooses Dew, and I think Clay
because she's the last white woman left.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. And Will by default is standing next to Jordan, and Jordan
the baddest bitch in the motherfucking villa.
He got to sit next to the baddest bitch in the villa for the first matchup ceremony. Crazy. Wish it could be me.
I don't know how the hell she got picked last. It's clearly a lot of bias.
You know how.
We know exactly. Because she doesn't have blonde hair.
I wanted to pick Courtney.
Fucking bullshit ass fucking shit.
So Jordan pretends that she actually had a connection with Will. After this,
for the cameras,
Cammy says, look at you.
I was so mad about the Jordan thing.
After this, Cammy is like, let's get to the light matchup ceremony, period. So she puts her hands on the thing, and it starts to load.
Start analyzing. And usually it takes a while.
One light. Let's get it. And then zoom.
Blackout, bitch. And they ain't never had a blackout in the first episode.
Episode 1 is a blackout. They lost
and this gonna make
$50,000.
I'm annoyed because it's gonna make Will feel like hey, we can't go with strategy. Think with your heart because like no. But after that, they slide into a preview. I think this is going to be a pretty good season.
The preview had a lot of drama,
I'm excited.
CC arguing with a blonde, one of them. It's a lot going on.
It's gonna get real. It's gonna get real crazy, and I feel like it's expected because
it started off with a blackout too.
This cast is definitely more cracked than I expected it to be.
Period. And with the blackout, we get so much information, like trying to figure out who's who's not a match. That's the thing. Taylor and Nathan both know for sure 2 of the people are not their matches. They only have 9 options. They went from 11 options to 9 options just like that. And it's like,
work it out, babe.
Y'all better get that shit going. Y'all better win this money, this $750,000, not $1 million no more.
Right.
They're already splitting it. Whew.
That's the thing that sucks. They're already splitting it 22 ways. That's like what, 40,000 something each? Like no.
I don't know the math.
Even less than that now.
Period. But yeah, this was a really good first episode.
They're splitting the amount you can win for playing a season of Big Brother.
Could never be me. Could never be me.
But yeah.
This was a great first episode. I really like it. I think it's going to be a good season. There was already really, some cracked people being shown. We see that the men start almost fist fighting. The women get
it's going to get crazy. It's really going to get crazy.
It's going to get crazy, and we will be covering every episode.
Period.
Check us out next week, same time, bitch, where we will be covering the next episode of Are You the One? Global. Period. Check us out for the other stuff too. We cover other stuff too. Get it. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned. Bye.